Joe Biden, look at you sitting around with a bunch of other politicians. Just basically a big old fucking circle jerk, and you're blowing smoke up each other's asses. And at the end of all this, you're going to go and try to pass something that's going to affect myself and billions of people. I cannot wait for this to go and happen. It's going to be absolutely fantastic. Would you like to know? You already read the title, so you're already well aware of what the fuck is going to happen. He wants to go and see this happen. Violent video games, which that is a very vague term nowadays, and it's an extremely broad term. He wants to go and tax violent video games. And he genuinely feels that there is a correlation between all the random acts of violence that have occurred recently that have been headline news and violent video games. You thought that bandwagon ran out of gas. You thought that did not become a hot button issue for like 5 whole minutes? You thought wrong. These motherfuckers are still at it. It is absolutely fucking mind-numbing to think that this shit is still happening. Not a single shred of evidence. Not a single fucking fact. Not a single iota of information to be able to back up any of their claims to go and say that this correlates to one another. None. Zero. Zip. Zilch. Nada. Not a goddamn fucking thing. Yet, they can keep on claiming this because they are the government and they can tell you that's what it is. Accept it. I don't accept it because, well, it is fucking weird, and I understand that right now I might be going out on a limb there, but I actually think for myself. I will go and dissect things myself. I will go and look up information on my own. I will come to a conclusion on my own. I don't just take shit from MSNBC, CNN, fucking Fox News, the city paper to fucking local paper, from local news, from anywhere. I don't sit there and take it as all facts. Especially with something like this. You're going to say that these sick individuals who went on random fucking murdering sprees did this all because they could not determine what was real and what was fake. Fiction and non-fiction? Well, that's interactive entertainment. I thought that I was playing a video game the entire time. Are you fucking kidding me? You're not dangling a fucking carrot in front of a horse, Jack. This is a motherfucker who can see through your fucking ruse, see through your bullshit, and I understand that they want to feel like they're white knighting. Hop on that fucking horse with your fucking sword drawn in air, Mr. Biden. Oh, you're that fucking white knight. Oh, Joey. Got your sword in the air, your little fucking Excalibur. That was paid for with tax dollars. And your little dumb fucking shield of truth, which, if you just go and take like a fucking magic eraser and go like that, it just says bullshit going across it. And you're just riding off, and you're like, I'm fighting the good fight! I am doing this all for you, for all of those poor individuals who suffered at the hands of sick individuals who unfortunately, oh, they played violent video games. And this is why it had happened. All theatrics aside, what you don't get to see is that along the way, he decided to go and line his pockets. He has 2 big bags on the side of his fucking horse, and both are filled with riches. Riches from the people, all along the way. But none of them had a voice to be able to go and say that he was nothing but a cock-sucking prick, who is lying through his teeth just to go and ensure that his personal agenda is met. If you think that this is all truly in the name of people who have been victimized under unfortunate circumstances by mentally ill people, if you really think that this is what it's all about, oh, you're sadly mistaken. See, they're telling you that the proceeds are going to go towards the families who have suffered at the hands of these violent outbreaks. And while I do feel that something like that is a really good thing to do. Because, frankly, my family, other families that I've met, have been in situations where they have lost loved ones and have been in a completely fucked situation. Financially, emotionally, mentally. House is just absolutely fucking ruined because of stuff like this. My heart goes out to all those fucking people that suffer at the hands of shit like this. But unfortunately for them, they're being used for a personal agenda. The government controls the media. The media feeds you information. The information is taken then as fact. You then take that fact and you digest it, and that's what you come to know as reality. I've always been of sound mind because I asked questions. If you ever want to become the person who knows the most, ask as many questions as you possibly can. Ask as many as you possibly can. It is important to do. Do not always accept something at face value. Because with this kind of shit, I don't. And I've seen throughout fucking history, and hell, you know what? While we're bringing up history, and I've said this before, but gosh darn it, I want to go and say it again. History has proven that humans have been violent for a long fucking time. Well before video games ever got into the goddamn slap-happy hands of any one individual who was going to go and experience them and enjoy them. You know, they're not going after the movie industry or the music industry or the comic book industry or any other fucking random industry that to go and sink their fucking goddamn venomous vampire teeth into and go and suck anything that they can out of it. They're not doing that right now, but I can honestly tell you that if they were attacking anything else, I would feel exactly the same way, and here's why. Because they are using a bunch of fucking people who have suffered at the hands of other sick, mentally sick individuals for their own fucking goddamn gain. I would really like to see, well, an annual gain in my bonus this year of about 15%. How are you going to come across something like that? Well, how about additional taxation? And what can we do that on? Well, one of the biggest fucking industries in the entire world, that's how. And then with a broadened term of violent video games where you can go and say that pretty much anything has violence in it, with the exception of something like Tetris, and I'm sure that they could go and fucking squeeze some bullshit out of that. Well, those blocks look like they might actually be getting hurt whenever they slam down. Look, they disappear. Are they getting cut apart? This is violent, and I'm pretty sure that if those blocks over there could talk, they'd go and say that. Bam! Violent! And sure, may sound like that I'm just going and stretching for that one, but let's be realistic here. Do you really think that there's boundaries to them? There isn't really an end to greed. And when the government wants to go and seize control over anything, or, well, when they have an agenda and they're setting out to go and ensure that it is 100% complete, then they're going to do things like this. But the problem is that, well, there's a whole lot of people that should be informed about this kind of stuff. And, well, you don't want to piss off all the voters. And the fact is that eventually people will rise up and they will say something, and, well, we have the power to go and shut it down. You just gotta use your voice. Not very hard. I swear to you, it's not very hard. Me. I've been doing it the entire video, and I'm sure many of you have actually been saying things to yourself or to any other individuals that are around you while watching this, or you've already read this news, or you heard it somewhere else, and you've already talked about it, and now you're watching this, and all I can say is, one, thank you for actually watching this, and two, if you're of sound mind, if you're of like-minded with me, if you are, fantastic. If you're really going to think that the government isn't trying to fuck with you, and that they're really out to go and do the right thing, then you pretty much have been sipping on the fucking Kool-Aid a little bit too much, and frankly, it's starting to rot your brain. So you might want to quit chugging that, taking fucking big gulps of it, like gigantic big gulps of it, and think. Just stop and think. Do you really think that Joe Biden and all of his little magic fucking elves are really trying to go and do you a favor and all those families a favor. Is that what you really think? At the end of the day, they're going to try their damnedest to get their way. We already know this, because, nope, that's why the fuck it's in the news. But you really gotta fucking read between the lines. So, you could be just completely disagreeing with me. That's fine, whatever. You could be in complete agreement with me. If you are, again, that's fine. But you all have a voice. Use it. Say something. Take a stance. Do anything that you can. What do? I make videos. I talk about things. Things that affect me or affect, well, gaming. And other things within this entire fucking community that I give a shit about. So, Joey, Mr. Biden, all I can say is that on behalf of me and behalf of a lot of other people out there, I hope that this doesn't pass, and frankly, due to your audacity for even thinking that you can get something like this to pass, go fuck yourself. Fuck yourself inside out. Right side in, and go away. That's all I can really say. I don't have anything else to say to you, because frankly, motherfucker, you're not worth the time. This is AlphaOmegaSin, as always. Nerds, nerdettes, and gamers. Game the fuck on. And remember, use your head meat. Think for yourselves. It's a really good feeling.